Coach, congratulations first of all. How does it feel now that you've signed an extension, you've extended your stay at Mumbai City?
I'm extremely happy. I'm happy to have made the decision to stay. I'm happy that the club have made the offer, and happy now that we can finish off the rest of the season and really focus in and hone in on what we want to achieve this season.
What were the considerations for you before making a decision like this? And how do you know when a decision like this is the right decision?
I think there's two major factors for me. One is obviously family and life. Originally it was to come to India for 2 years, and now it's looking to obviously extend that stay. And the other is work. And when you're in such a supportive environment, which I certainly found myself in from the moment I stepped into this football club, and then when you're surrounded by so many good people, and I include the City Football Group and the support that I've had from them as well as the people within this club, they're two major factors that have played a big decision on the decision to stay here.
With this extension, you'll not only be continuing with Mumbai City but also within the City Football Group family. So how excited are you to be continuing within this group and playing the City way, as they say it?
Yeah, this is now 2.5 years of being within the City Football Group. My first year and a half in Melbourne was a wonderful experience, working under obviously Patrick Gisnorbo initially and winning the double in the A-League, and then the opportunity and the trust put into me by firstly CFG, and now of course Mumbai to bring me here as the head coach, and now the club to extend that stay. To be within arguably with the largest football organisation in the world and be supported and have access to so many good things is a wonderful environment to be in, and for me that's so important when we look at trying to develop our club to be as good as we can be, but also me as a coach. I want to be the best coach that I can be, and I think being here in Mumbai and surrounded by those people within the group especially and from within here will hopefully allow me to go on and do that.
Next one, Coach. There was a lot of speculation around your future in the past few weeks. Can you talk us through what was playing on in your mind during this time, and how did it culminate into coming to this decision?
Yeah, I see a lot of things written and talked about. There were other opportunities that were available to go and do. Obviously this was the last season of my contract. But when the opportunity came to extend and stay here, firstly in Mumbai, after the wonderful experiences I've had here, and the opportunities again and the trust I got back to that's been put into me, especially as a young coach. I'm 37. You know, I'm still the youngest coach in this league, still the youngest head coach in the group. So when you factor that in, the decision to stay is largely based around that. And then of course what we've built the last 15 months here, which is something I'm incredibly proud of, and something that I'm now really looking forward to building upon.
Like you mentioned, Coach, in the last 15 months, you've built not just a solid playing group with a proper, distinct footballing philosophy, but you've built a family. How has the experience been so far?
Yeah, I can give you one word from New Zealand, a place where I fell in love and with, and it's a place that I will always call home, and it's a word, whānau, and it means family. There's a lot of work that we did in New Zealand across the times I was with those national teams that looked at how we built an identity using different indigenous practices to start with, but also culminating and building it back into New Zealand specific things that enhanced our football. And there's a lot of work that we've brought here to try and do that in Mumbai. And I think anyone that comes into our environment now, after 15 months certainly of being here, you can see how close this group is. You can see the togetherness. You can see the shared direction that we're all trying to go towards and go to. And that's going to be so important as we move forward.
And what would you say has been the highlight of your time here so far?
There's been many. I think the biggest standout is the Champions League, the AFC Champions League. To go and coach at that level of competition, which is the highest level of club competition that you can do. You want to test yourself against the best, but to also be able to take the only representation of an Indian club to that level. And for the players to perform the way they did, and play, we talk about identity and building that DNA of our club. To be able to play the way we did on that stage against that quality of opposition, and do as well as we did. You know, the first team to win a game, we went on then to win 2 and draw 1, and then to finish second in the group was a hugely proud moment to stand on the sideline and be part of. And I think I speak on behalf of everyone that was involved in that, players, staff, the club here. we almost felt like we were representing the whole of India to showcase what not just Indian players could do, but clubs from this country could do. And to be able to go and do that and be as successful as we were was certainly a massive highlight of this year so far.
We're halfway through the current ongoing league season now, and the team's been unbeaten so far. What are the ambitions here on for the rest of the season?
Yeah, now it's to make sure that we finish the season strong. That's it. And I keep talking about making sure we don't look too far ahead, because you can lose focus. And this is a very humble and motivated group of players that are very keen to have success. So our next game is Kerala Blasters this weekend, and it's one we're very much looking forward to. And I've spoken about is trying to get better every game. Now we're 12 games in. We've played some wonderful football. We want to get better, and we'll do everything we can to try and make sure that we keep getting better. And if we can do that, we'll put ourselves in strong position come the end of the season. But the ambition now is to make sure that we prepare ourselves as well as we can for Kerala, and then to try and build this club to be as successful as we can over not just now this season, but beyond.
Considering you've now extended your stay for two more years, you obviously have an eye on the future. What is your vision for the club for the next 2 years?
The same as it was when I came here. Obviously two kind of remits. One is to really develop players. I think there's been a bit of a tag put around young players in particular. But it's about developing all the players we have here, whether they're young, whether they're Indian or they're foreign. You know, there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes here to try and really enhance each player that we have, as well as obviously developing our identity, our style of play that people see on the TV. So that's the first thing. And the other is just to continue now with that link with CFG, making sure that everything that happens here is the same as that happens at any other club. And I've been fortunate to come from a fantastic setup in Melbourne. And we've brought a lot of that work now here. Not just on the field, but everything that goes around developing players, working with staff, and people having access to the best that they can have. It's now about making sure we hold ourselves to those high standards and also keep getting better. We're not done. We've got a lot more work we want to do, but it's those two things. It's the development of players, and it's the development now of our club.
You're obviously loved tremendously in Mumbai, at the Mumbai Football Arena. Are you looking forward to more of life in Mumbai in the coming years?
Yes. I've certainly enjoyed my time since we've been able to arrive in Mumbai after spending last season in the bubble. It's a massive reason as to why I come to India. This is now the 4th country I've coached in, and to come and experience different ways of living and culture, and of course football, is a massive part for my development. And it's one I'm really enjoying so far. I've not been able to get out as much as I maybe would have wanted, but now having that extra time here, I'm very much looking forward to not just getting around Mumbai, but certainly getting around the rest of India and experiencing for what I know it to be.
Not too long ago, you had the fans at the Mumbai Football Arena urging you to stay. They sang your name and they wanted you to stay. You obliged. What do you have to say to them now?
Thank you for your support. Firstly, from when we arrived all the way through till now. I heard the chants. Obviously, there was a lot going on in the background, but it was very much about trying to stay focused on the games. But to hear them, not just with those chants, but to hear the support personally for me, but most importantly for the team that we've had every single home game. I've spoken about our fans. It's a very special and different experience when you come to the arena. Fans are very close to the pitch, and that spills onto the pitch, and that's felt. It's felt by me, and it's felt by the staff, and certainly the players. And I'm hoping that we can continue putting together a team and showcasing the type of football that keeps bringing them in, keeps them supporting and cheering for us, and hopefully brings us all some success.
2 years now, from now, when your tenure ends, or in case you don't stay on, how do you want to be remembered as? What would Des Buckingham be remembered as in Mumbai?
I'm going to go back to New Zealand, and something that we spoke heavily about while we were there, and it was about leaving things in a better place than you found them. And I would like to think that, you know, from when I come in to now, I'd like to think that that's certainly the case. And I think now with some extended time and being able to build the club into the sort of vision that certainly I have, the club have, and CFG have, that when I do leave, that this club is in a much better position 2 or 3 years down the road to not only develop players, not only to have a way of playing, but also to compete for league titles and championships, and hopefully within Asia as well. So it's to leave this club in a better place than I found it.
Thank you so much, Coach.
Thank you very much.